Okay. Hello, YouTube. Hi. And we're going to go live on Instagram. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Good morning. All right. We've got some connection stuff going on Instagram. So give me 1 second. Hello, everyone. Good to have you. Okay, here we go. I think let's see what's happening here. No. Hi, Bianca. Hi, Jamie. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm just having some IG issues. Let's go again. All right. Still a poor connection. Can everyone on YouTube hear me okay and see me okay? Okay, I think we're good. Yeah. Maybe. We're going to get started, and hopefully Instagram follows along with us. I think we're good to go. Okay. Technology. Ain't it the best? Okay, cool. Thanks, y'all. Good to know. All right. Hi, Allie. All right. Instagram is doing its thing. Let's do our thing and do some yoga. Welcome. If you don't know me, I'm Nick, and it's great to have all of you here. And I'm ready to move with all of you this morning. We've got quite a lot of things that I want to kind of play with today. We're going to be working towards some funky crow poses and regular crow poses. So we'll get there. The thing I do want to think about, something I've been thinking about in my own practice, is trying not to rush. So as you move through, hi Jess, as you move through your practice, hi Amanda, I want you to just notice or pay attention. That's kind of the point of this whole practice. I want you to notice if there are any parts of a yoga practice that you tend to rush through. So maybe for a lot of us, I know for me, sometimes it can be the vinyasa. I'm like, oh yeah, vinyasa, let's go, let's get after it. Hi, Jess. And I think that it's pretty common to, especially as we get later on in the practice when we're feeling a little more tired, it can be pretty normal, pretty natural to want to rush through the vinyasa because we're doing a push-up, right? And we want to get that over with sometimes. At least that's my frame of mind. The thing that I want you to do is just slow down a little bit. And we'll do some parts of this practice a little more slowly than usual and a little more burn. That's pretty usual. And just explore this idea of taking our time, not in order for you to be tortured, okay? That's not my goal here. My goal is to really get us to a place where we can notice like other things, and not just rush through. So we get a chance to maybe learn something new about our bodies, about our practice or about a certain pose, and it'll be different for everyone, right? Okay, so we're gonna notice a lot this morning. Let's get started. On our mats, please. Take a seat on your shins. If you want a nice, intense sole of the foot stretch, you can sit on your heels. If you want less of that intensity, you can keep the toes untucked and the feet on the mat, okay? So take a seat on your shins. If you need more height for the hips, you can sit on a block. And then bring your hands down to your thighs, or one hand to heart, one hand to body. Find that body contact. Soften the shoulders, close the eyes, and now lift tall to the crown of the head. Begin to find some stillness here. And begin to notice your breath. Watch and feel it move in and out the body. And as you bring your attention to it, you might have started to slow down the breath. And if you haven't already, begin to slow it down now. Deepen out your inhales and your exhales. And now the breath, this elongated breath, is going to do its thing by slowing down the heart rate, slowing down the whirling of the mind. And when you notice those things picking back up, just return to your breath. Think of the breath as this center place. It's, the beginning, the middle, and the end of this practice. It's everything in this practice. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath. Not rushing through it. Mindful of every little moment here. And then begin to blink open the eyes. Release the hands. On your inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Interlace your fingers. Flip your palms up to the sky. Press to the palms. Begin to straighten through the arms. Now notice if you tend to puff out through the front body here. Okay? And arch to the lower back. I want you to draw the lower belly and the low ribs firm in, and you lengthen through the low back. Take a deep breath in. Breath out. Press the palms a little higher here. And then release the bind. Plant the hands to the mat. Tabletop pose. Move your knees underneath your hips. Shift the hips side to side here. Come through center. Grip them out to your fingertips. Cow pose on your inhale. Lift to the heart. Lift to the sitting bones. Find a gentle back bend. And on your exhale, cat pose. Press the floor away. Tuck the chin. Let's pause here in this cat pose. Navel to spine. Breathe in between the shoulder blades. Breathe under the shoulder blades. Let the head get heavy. One more deep breath in. Breath out. On your inhale, cow pose. Exhale, come through cat round. Inhale through cow, lift the heart, lift the sitting bones, open wide across your chest. And exhale, press the floor away, tuck the chin round through your upper back. Inhale through cow pose, adding on this time. On your exhale, lower the forearms to the mat. Palms can plant or bring the hands together. Elbows underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, lift the hips, dolphin pose. Walk the toes in if you need to. Make sure those elbows stay underneath your shoulders. And now notice here, what's going on in the shoulders and the upper back. Do you feel like you're sinking down toward the mat? I want you to, even if you're not sinking, find a little sink in the shoulders. Now press the forearms into the mat. Lift up through the upper arms and the upper back. Draw belly button to spine. Press your thighs back. Take a deep breath in. Breath out. Lower the knees down to the mat. Knees under your hips. Walk the hands forward for puppy pose. So creep the fingertips forward until you can lower your forehead or your chin to the mat. It's early in the day, early in the practice, so this does not need to be your deepest back bend yet. Yeah. Let's open up to the armpits and the pecs here. And again, draw the belly button into the spine. Firm those low ribs in. So we don't want just like to flop into this pose. We do want some activation of the core to protect the spine here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more time. Deep breath in. Breath out. Walk the hands back in. Hands about 3 inches in front of the shoulders. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Let the head get heavy. Press the earth away with the fingertips. Lift your hips even higher and press your thighs back. On your inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale, bend the knees, squatted dog. Inhale, shift forward, plank pose. On your exhale, we'll come to dolphin close. So lift the hips, try to lower those elbows simultaneously or one at a time, and press the chest back, dolphin. Now, press into the hands. As you shift forward to plank, lift the elbows, plank pose. Downward facing dog, take it up and back. Lift the heels high. We'll do that a few more times to warm up here. Exhale, bend the knees, press the chest back. Inhale, shift forward, plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, dolphin. As you begin to lift the hips, scoop the belly, try to lower those elbows down, dolphin pose. Press into the hands. Begin to shift forward as you come forward and plank. You lift those elbows up, okay? That one's not easy, so you can always do one elbow at a time, both at the same time if you're going for it. Downward facing dog, take it up and back. All right, one more round. Inhale, come forward, plank. And exhale, take it up and back, dolphin. Lower those elbows down, scoop the belly. Press into the hands. Inhale, come forward, high plank, lift the elbows. And exhale, downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift the heels high. Exhale, take both heels over to the right. Outer edge of the right foot down, inner edge of the left. Press the earth away with those fingertips. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, heels to the left. Outer edge of the left foot down, inner edge of the right. Press the earth with the fingertips. Inhale, come back through center and pause. Holding that down dog. One more deep breath in. Breath out. Inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, walk, step, or hop, forward fold, top of your mat. Halfway lift on your inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, hinge, and release. Inhale, rise all the way to stand, root down through your feet, arms sweep up and overhead. And exhale all the way back down to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank pose, top of a push-up. Coming through your vinyasa here on your inhale, rock forward. Exhale, slowly lower to the belly. You can always lower halfway if you're ready. Uncurl the toes, tops of the feet, root, baby cobra, heel the chest up, strong back body. On your exhale, release, tuck your toes, rise to plank or all fours, and then take it up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, we'll take this sun A variation a couple times here. One breath per movement or go at your pace. So on your inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, travel to your fold, walk, step, or hop. Inhale, halfway lift, draw the belly button to spine, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the creases of your hips. Inhale, rise to stand, root down, lift tall. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your vinyasa. Try to take one breath per movement here. So the exhale will take you halfway or all the way. The inhale, pull through for your back bend. Use that full breath. And exhale will bring you up and back, downward facing dog. Again, try not to rush. Slow it down. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, travel forward, fold. If you're stepping forward, try to step with the opposite foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hinge, fold, release the head. Root down to the feet, rise all the way to stand. Strong, long spine. Exhale, forward fold, release. Halfway, breath in. Hands plant, vinyasa. We meet down dog. And we've got one more round. Inhale, lift the heels high. Exhale, deep bend, gaze forward, travel, fold. Halfway, breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, press down into your feet. Lift tall, reach to the fingertips. Exhale, fold. Halfway in the breath in. Your vinyasa. As always, feel free to skip or add on to these as well. We mean down dog. Pause for a breath. Slow it down. Settle in. On your inhale, let's take a
your right leg up and back. Okay. Breath in. On your exhale, squeeze your right knee into your chest, round forward. Now take your right knee to your right tricep and hold for 3. Maybe it touches. For 2, press the floor away. For 1, 3-legged dog, take it up and back. This time, open the hips, stack, and bend. Stay right here or lower your left forearm to the mat, the elbow under the shoulder, and walk your right hand back so it's in line with your left elbow. Elbow bends and points back, like chaturanga. Shift the weight slightly forward. Squeeze the right heel to your seat. Breath in. Breath out. Re-extend your right leg. Walk your right hand forward. Lift your left elbow. Take your right knee into your chest and step it through. Low lunge. Press back with your left heel, your inner heel. And then float the fingertips above the mat. Breath in. Roll the shoulders up and back. Breath out. Fly the arms back by your hips. Shoulder blades hug in. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Little bend in that back knee if you need. Take a breath in. Pause for the breath out. Press through that inner left heel. Maybe bend a little deeper in that front knee. Deep breath in. On your exhale, lower the hands down. Squeeze your right knee into your chest. Now float that right shin just above the mat. Exhale, draw back into your chest. Press the floor away. Inhale, lower the right shin toward the mat. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, lower the shin. Exhale, squeeze it in. Step it back, plank. Inhale, rock forward, vinyasa or downward facing dog. Your choice. We all meet in that downward facing dog flow. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. On your inhale, flow your left leg up and back. And on your exhale, pause here. Press through both hands. Scoop the lower belly. And now draw the knee into your chest, round forward plank, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, take the knee high onto that left tricep, and we hold for 3. Squeeze it with your right glute, press the floor away, last 2. 1, 3-legged dog up and back. Roll over with the hip to stack and bend the knee. Right leg strong here. Stay or lower your right forearm to the mat, elbow underneath your shoulder. Walk your left hand back, in line with that right elbow. Stay or slightly shift forward. Try to press evenly into the forearm and that left hand. Squeeze your left heel to your seat. 1 more deep breath in. Breath out. Re-extend your left leg. Walk your left hand forward. Lift your right elbow. Squeeze left knee to chest and step through low lunge. Hands frame the front foot. Press back to that inner right heel. And now on your inhale, float the fingers off the mat. Breath in. Exhale, fly the hands back. Hug the shoulder blades in and roll the shoulders up and back. Inhale, high crescent lunge, rise. We pause here for a moment. Little bend in that back knee to start. Keep the deep bend in the front knee. Arms overhead. If you can keep the lower belly strong and the low back long here, begin to press through that inner right heel and straighten the leg. Keep bending deeply in that front knee. Take another deep breath in. And on your exhale, lower the hands, frame the front foot, squeeze your left knee into your chest. The shin is in the chest. Lower the shin to hover just above the mat, breath in. Exhale, squeeze it high, round to the upper back. Lower that shin to hover. Exhale, squeeze it in, press the floor away. 1 more, shin hovers. Squeeze it in, step back, plank, your vinyasa. We meet down dog. Take some exhales out the mouth if you need to release some heat. 1 more deep breath in. And breath out. On your inhale, roll forward to your plank. On your exhale, as you lift the hips, try to lower those forearms down to the mat. Dolphin pose. Inhale, rock forward, high plank. Lift the elbows as you shift forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, plank. Engage the legs, the core. Exhale, dolphin. Lower those elbows as you send the hips up and back. Press the chest back. Press into the hands. Inhale, high plank. We've got 1 more. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, plank. Exhale, dolphin. Elbows come down, chest back, thighs press back. Inhale, high plank. Vinyasa if you want it, or downward facing dog. Smooth out the breath wherever you are. On your inhale, take your right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to chest, squeeze. Inhale, knee to right tricep, pull over for 3. Press the floor by squeezing with that left glute for 2. 1, three-legged dog up and back, breath in. Open the hips, stack and bend, stay, or lower that left forearm to the mat, elbow under shoulder. Walk your right hand back. Stay here, right elbow points back, or you squeeze right knee toward that right tricep 3 times. You take it back to that open hip, bent knee, and then you squeeze knee to tricep. 1 more, inhale up and back. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, send it back, lengthen the leg. Walk your right hand forward, lift your left elbow, squeeze your right knee into your chest, and step it through. Ooh, that one was a burner here. Hover the fingertips just above the mat, breath in. Exhale, fly the arms back. This time, interlace the fingers. Press your knuckles back, reach the chest forward, breath in. Breath out. Inhale, high crescent with your bind. Bend deeper to the front knee. Press back for that inner left heel. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, step forward, chair pose. Deep breath in your chair. Drop the seat low. Make sure you can see your toes past your knees here. Take another deep breath in. On your exhale, begin to lift the heels. Sink the seat down toward the mat, or toward your heels. I'm sorry, we're still not on the mat. Hands to heart. And then firm those outer ankles in. Belly button to spine. On your inhale, we'll lift back up to that chair. You can lower the heels. Take a deep breath in. Hands to heart, lift the heels. Slowly take the seat down towards your heels. For a toe stand, you can always support with hands on blocks to the mat. Let's lift back up to that chair. Take the seat up. Release the heels or keep them lifted, arms overhead. Breath in. Exhale, hands to heart, toe stand. Lift the heels, sink the seats. Take your knees out wide. Take your hands down to the mat, stay or walk them forward for a little fold here, a little garland stretch. Deep breath in. Breath out, take the seat down to the mat. We'll meet and go pose Navasana. You can set up by bringing your hands back behind your thighs or your hands down on the mat and then lift the shins. Okay? Wherever you're coming from, I want you to think about those bottom tips of your pelvis, those pointing bones at the base of your pelvis are rooting down to the mat. And then you're lifting through the crown of the head, belly button to spine, scooping with that lower belly. Now lift the shins so they're parallel to the mat. Squeeze the knees into your chest. Arms reach out wide. I can't see you, but I know y'all are working hard. All right, so on your inhale, before I take you through this, we are gonna do some slower counts for lowering into a half low boat and a full low boat, okay? So first we'll start with lengthening the right leg for 3, for 2, for 1, and we'll drop back in for 3, 2, 1. Slow and controlled left leg lowers for 3, 2, 1. To that hover, squeeze it in for 3, 2, 1. Keep lengthening the spine. Right leg lengthens for 3, 2, 1. Drop back in. 3, 2, 1. Left leg. 3, 2, 1. Drop back in for 3, 2, 1. Both legs for 3, 2, 1. We hold for 3, 2, 1. Slow lift for 3, 2, 1. Pause here. Squeeze it in. Again, we've got right leg. 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. We'll pulse that right leg for 3, 2, 1. Lift it back in for 3, 2, 1. Left leg for 3, 2, 1. Hold. Pulse it for 3. Just the left leg. 2, 1. Drop back in. 3, 2, 1. Low boat pose. 3, 2, 1. Pause here for 3, 2, 1. Lift back up for 3, 2, 1. Nice work, everyone. Lower down to your back. Once you're on your back, draw the knees out wide. Okay, we're gonna set up crow pose on our backside. So press the hands into an imaginary ceiling. I mean, maybe you can look at your ceiling and pretend you're pressing your hands there. Okay, arms are shoulder width distance apart. And now begin to lift the chest off the mat, chest and head lift, and squeeze your knees to your triceps. So you're gonna round into a little ball here. You can find a little bend in the elbows too, so you can get that crow shape. And now bring the big toes together to touch. Squeeze them in. Scoop the belly, lift the chest and the head. Squeeze those knees to your elbows, to your armpits if you can. Keep pressing into that imaginary base, that floor. Breath in. Breath out. Hands come back behind your thighs. Rock and roll forward and back. We'll meet in that toe stand, okay? So find that momentum rock. We'll meet in toe stand. Ooh, a little wobbly, maybe falling, that's okay. Take your knees out wide. Let's play with crow pose on an actual floor this time, using that lower belly strength we just worked. So hands will plant, shoulder width distance apart. Grip them at the fingertips. Lift your seat high. Now, take your knees to your armpits on your triceps. It's likely that the legs will slide down. That's okay. Start high. Now, shift the weight forward before you even lift the toes off the mat. Shift forward until the elbows stack over the wrists. Now, press into the hands, round to the upper back, scoop the belly. Gaze it slightly forward, maybe one foot at a time lift, or squeeze the feet together, both feet lift at the same time. And we breathe, or we play. Maybe you're lowering the feet, lifting them, doing what you need. Okay? I'm keep looking at the screen like I'm going to see y'all, and I don't see y'all, and that's okay. I know you're working. When you're ready, step it back, plank, vinyasa, or down dog if you want to give the wrist a little break here. Deep breath in. Breath out. Okay, let's do the second side. Left leg up and back, breath in. Exhale, knee to chest, round forward, strong right leg. Take the left knee to the right tricep the left knee, left tricep for 3, 2, 1. Up and back, three-legged dog, breath in. Exhale, open the hips, stack and bend. Stay right here or lower that right forearm down, elbow under shoulder, and then walk the left hand back. Nice, you're staying right here. Try to run the arm with that left elbow, or you squeeze left knee toward the elbow. And take it up and back again. Open up the hip. Left knee squeezes in. Keep that right leg strong. Take it up and back. One more time. Left knee squeezes in. Maybe you touch the arm. Take it back. Lengthen the left leg. Walk the left hand forward. Lift the right elbow. Squeeze left knee to chest. And step between the hands. Low lunge. Press that inner right heel. Hover the fingertips. Breath in. Exhale. Fly the hands back. Hug the shoulder blades in. Inhale. Stay right there and interlace the hands in the low back. Press the knuckles back. Crown of the head forward. Stay strong through your legs, so press through both feet here. Active through those legs. And now begin to lift the chest. High lunge with a bind. Bend into that front knee, bend into the back knee if you need, or really press that inner heel, straighten through the leg. Breath in. Breath out. Release the bind, arms overhead, breath in. On your exhale, big step forward, chair. Drop your seat low. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands to heart, lift the heels, and take the seat toward the feet, toe stand. Inhale, begin to lift the seat up. Lower the heels, chair, weight in the heels. Exhale, hands to heart, lift the heels, hug the lower belly in. Take the seat down toward the heels. One more like that. Come through chair, maybe keep the heels lifted. And then back to toe stand. Woo, take the knees out wide, walk the hands forward. Breath in. Breath out, walk it back in. We'll make our way to boat pose, second round. Maybe the last round, I haven't decided yet, but could be. Maybe it's a surprise. So once you're in boat pose, again, scoop that lower belly, maybe the arms reach forward or support you on the mat. We're adding on to what we just did before. So instead of a count of 3, we've got a count of 5. Fun times, right? So sit tall. Take a deep breath in. Hold for the breath out. Right leg slowly lengthens and hovers for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw back in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, this is hard. 5, left leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow draw it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs long. 5. Take a breath in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Low boat pose. We 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, pulse it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left leg, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms reach, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands back. Rock and roll, forward and back, everyone. We'll meet in chair. Actually, we'll meet in toe stand. However you want to get there. Rocking and rolling, finding momentum, or taking the knees out wide. That's where we'll meet. So, what I meant to say is you can use your hands to get up, all right? That's always an option. That thought just didn't populate into my words. All right, hands down, curl around 2. Lift your seat as high as you can, okay? I cannot emphasize this enough. The higher you lift your heels in the seat, the more space you have to send the weight forward into the hands. So if I don't take my seat high, my seat stays low, and I try to rock forward, I cannot get my knees high into my triceps, and I'm crunching into a little ball here to get up. So it's not impossible, but I find that the higher I lift my seat, the higher I lift my heels, the closer I can get my knees into my triceps, and then I have more space to send my weight forward, bend the elbows, squeeze the heels back in. And if you are practicing jump backs, you want your seat higher, so when you shoot the legs back, the feet will also be higher, and you're not gonna stumble and knock your knees on the ground, okay? So that is a helpful thing. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and make your way to downward facing dog. And from down dog, child's pose. Take a little rest. If you're not wanting a rest, stay in down dog or dolphin pose and take that as your rest, which is not resting, it's active. Let's be clear. If you're not having any fun, then think about something that brings you joy in life. Sometimes I get frustrated when I'm flowing, and especially when we're doing really challenging things, and I'm like, oh, but this should actually be enjoyable too. So bring some joy into your practice. Maybe you think about something in or out of this practice that brings you joy, okay? Yeah, it's just a good reminder. I get reminded of that teaching, right? I'm enjoying this. So if sometimes I seem really serious, maybe you just ask me, do you like doing this? Because I do. All right, everyone. Downward facing dog. If you're not there already, let's get into a little play here. So on your inhale, take your right leg up and back, and on your exhale, open the hips, stack and bend. Lower that left forearm to the mat. Walk your right hand back, so you've got chaturanga arms. From here, I want you to squeeze your right knee to your right elbow, and maybe you take those crunches or gaze forward, and shift so far forward, you can start to float that left leg off the mat and lift it. Okay, so again, left forearm down, elbow under shoulder, hand plants in line with the left elbow, right elbow stacks on top of the right wrist. You shift forward, take your right knee on top of your right elbow, shift forward, squeeze, lift that left leg. The left leg does not want to lift high today, but you'll really engage the lower belly, lift from the hamstring, okay? Maybe you just lift an inch like me today. That's okay. Maybe you're not even getting off the mat, and that's okay, but you're feeling that lower belly kick on, the shoulders are active here. All right, three-legged dog, take it up and back. And on your exhale, squeeze right knee back to your right tricep. Hold for 3. Engage in that core for 2. For 1, take your knee into your chest and step it through low lunge. Hover the fingertips, breath in. Exhale, fly the arms back by your hips. Interlace the fingers, press your knuckles back. Inhale, lift the chest, low lunge. Hold for your exhale. Release the bind, open out, warrior 2. Back heel spins down, hips and chest opening up to the left. Arms out wide like a T. And by left, I mean the left side of your mat, not your left side right now. Inhale, reverse. Take it up and back. Keep bending into that front knee. Stretch to that right side body here. One more deep breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Keep the work in the legs. Long through both sides of the body. Take that left arm up and overhead. One more deep breath in. Breath out. Begin to lift that right elbow just a little bit off of your right thigh. Gaze forward, shift forward. We're going to step right into a Shakti squat. So you'll move your hands to heart, shift weight to your right foot, and squeeze your left knee into your chest. Weight down in that four corners of your right foot. On your inhale, lengthen warrior three. So our standing leg is the right leg. Don't know if I said the wrong leg just a second ago. Squeeze back into that Shakti squat. Take your left knee behind the right, hands to heart. Inhale to warrior three. Hips and chest square to the mat. Lift that back leg. Exhale, squeeze back into that squat. All right, and then make your way to chair pose. From chair pose, draw your right into your chest. Cross that right ankle over your left thigh. Okay, we've already been working on some open hip work with the knee to elbow, with that scorpion dog. Now pause here. We have been working core a lot. So if you have flying pigeon in your practice, this is another way to feel that lifting of the back leg. All right, so shin comes to the top of the triceps. I wrap my right toes around my left arm as I flex the foot. Hands plant like crow pose. Rock the weight forward. The upper arms become a shelf for the hands, and then you squeeze your left heel into your seat, and then maybe you start to extend it back. Okay. Using the hamstring, not letting go of any of that core work that we've been working on. So keep the core engaged the whole time. Okay. If you're still in figure four, stay right there. If you're not in figure four anymore, you're flying, come back. We'll be in chair pose. Rise all the way to stand. And then step the feet out, heels and toes out, Malasana squat. Elbows press into the thighs, lift and lengthen through the crown of your head. Take another deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Okay? Malasana is also a nice way to open up before we balance on our hands. Okay? So from here, begin to lift the seat, heel toe the toes in. Walk them together, keep the knees out wide like Malasana, and then plant the hands. We're back at crow pose. This time, we're gonna practice or play with jumping back into bent elbow chaturanga, that yoga push-up. Knees high to the triceps, and again, take those hips high here. So rock forward, keep the seat high, 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 and then squeeze the heels into your seat. If you feel like the bum is dumping down, press with the hands, scoop the belly, lift the pelvis, and then take those feet higher. From here, on the exhale, we'll shoot the legs back. Maybe you belly flop like I just did, but try to land in that chaturanga push-up and then press through up dog and down dog. Okay? Give it a whirl. Crow, gaze forward, shoot the legs back. Okay? It takes some practice getting used to just trusting and jumping those legs back. But go for it, try it. Be okay with a little belly flop action, because that's part of the learning process right there, you know. Okay, my friends, down dog, and now we go to the second side. Inhale, take your left leg up and back. Exhale, open the hips, stack and bend. You're staying right here, or if you're moving towards that funky playtime, lower your right forearm down to the mat and walk your left hand in. Elbow points back, elbow stacks over the wrist. From there, draw your left knee to your left elbow and shift forward. Maybe you start to get light off those toes, yeah? Lifting that right leg. The left side is a little different than my right side. So also be okay if those sides look different. Maybe you stay right here with knee making contact and you play just with shifting forward and scooping that lower belly, actively pressing the floor away. Okay? Maybe that right leg is lifting. Sound good? Sound good. Okay, let that side go. We'll meet in three-legged dog. Breath in. Left leg lifted. Exhale, knee to chest. And then knee to your left tricep again. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Step in between the hands. Hover the fingertips above the mat. Breath in. Core strong. Exhale, fly the hands back. Interlace the fingers. Press the knuckles back. And now rise to stand. High press it with your bind, opening to the chest. Core is still engaged. Take a deep breath in. Breath out. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, open out, warrior 2, second side. Okay. Strong to the legs, root down to the feet. Try to squeeze the feet together, light up those inner thighs. Inhale, reverse. Flip the front palm, take it up and back. Stretch to the side body. One more deep breath in. And exhale, reach forward, extended side angle. Elbow light on the inner thigh. Top arm overhead. One long line of energy from the back heel through the fingertips. Deep breath in. Breath out, press into your feet. Begin to get light on that bottom elbow, that left elbow. Bring your hands to heart center. You can walk the back toes in a couple inches. And then begin to shift forward or spring forward, Shakti squat. Weight in that left foot. Right knee squeezes behind the left leg. On your inhale, press to both feet. Keep the core engaged. Expand. Exhale, squeeze into that squat. Inhale, lift, lengthen, shoulder blades hugging. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, chair pose. Feet together, sink the seat low. Draw your left knee into your chest, cross the left ankle over the right thigh, figure 4. Drop that seat. The more you bend the knee, the more you take that seat low, you'll feel that stretch in the outer left hip. If you are like, cool, I like the stretch, it's a lot, it's intense, it feels right for me, you stay. If you're playing with flying pigeon, you start to sink your seat and lift that heel, like a little toe stand, all right? And then from there, plant the hands. You might have to lift the seat a little higher. It's not that much space. Plant the hands like crow. Take the left shin onto both arms and then wrap the left toes around the right tricep, like a little hook as you flex the foot. Shift forward, bend the elbows. You've got that little shelf. Squeeze your right heel into your seat and then take your right leg back behind you. As you take that leg back, your core is going to disengage if you're not paying attention, okay? So keep scooping that lower belly in as you press the leg out. Play with maybe like on an exhale, you scoop the belly. On the inhale, you extend the leg. That is what helps me get to that pose. All right? Play a little if you want. Come back to figure 4. One more deep breath in. Breath out. Unwind. Chair pose. Rise to stand, breath in. Exhale, walk the feet out wide, heels and toes out. Drop your seat low. Malasana. This wide squat. Try not to just sink down, okay? I want you to press into the feet. Scoop the belly down, lengthen through your spine, lift up. Breathe into all that space you've been cultivating here. Slow down the breath. Let it regulate the heart rate, the mind. It will do its thing. One more deep breath in. Breath out. Begin to release the hands down to the mat. All right, one more chance to play with that jump back here. So feet come together, knees wide. Hands plant, lift the seat, lift the heels high. Root down through your hands. So really grip them out with your fingertips. Take your knees to the armpits and then rock your weight forward. Bend the elbows. Elbows will stack over the wrists and then scoop the belly, squeeze your heels into your seat. If you are lifting one foot at a time, try to bring the big toes together to touch once the feet are lifted. That extra point of contact between 2 parts of the body is going to increase engagement in the legs. Kind of like when you have contact with the mat, you have a lot of engagement really close to wherever you're touching down. Think about that with the feet as well. And again, if you're jumping back, lift the seat and the feet higher, and then shoot the legs back, land chaturanga, and then lift. Okay? And another place to play with trying not to rush through. Okay, we jump back to chaturanga, and you can see me right there. I was like, oh, I need to get out of here right now and do up dog. But more of that strength building will happen in that hold when you jump back and hold your chaturanga. Okay? All right. Options. You can right now go into a child's pose if that feels right for you. You can go into dolphin or down dog. Maybe play with some inverting. If you like headstand, forearm stand, handstand, have a wall nearby if you need it, or an exit strategy. Either one. Okay? If you want to keep playing with funky stuff, you can do another round of that funky flying crow. And I'll demo it one more time. Maybe my leg will lift a little higher this time. So left forearm is down, right hand plants. This is another way to get into it if you're not coming into downward facing dog first. Okay? So go where you're going, or take a peek up here and come play. Take your right knee to your right elbow, shift forward, really grip them out the fingertips, and then float that back leg up, up, up. Leg doesn't want to do it today. Okay? Keep shifting forward, keep engaging that core, and keep lifting through that hamstring. Think about the inner thigh and the back of the leg lifting you up. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments, or you can always DM me later. That's totally fine. Okay? All right, everyone. Once you've had a little playtime, let's meet in down dog. Root down through the hands and the feet. Press the earth away with your fingertips. Let the head get heavy. On your inhale, send your right leg up and back. Open the hips, stack and bend. If you want more funky forearm play, go for it. The other option is to flip the dog. Step the right foot back, turn all 10 toes to face back. Drop the seat for a moment, and then engage the glutes. Lift the seat, reach the heart, forward, 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 top arm overhead. Rest the floor away with that bottom hand. Breath in. Breath out. Come back through center. Three-legged dog. And exhale, half pigeon. Bring that shin forward. Okay, it does not have to be parallel to the front edge of the mat. The heel can be closer to the pelvis, that's okay. I want the right knee in line with the right hip. The right ankle about in line with that left hip. Now draw your right hip slightly back in space to square out the hips. Lift your chest, and then find a fold. If this does not work for your knees, I want you to pick a hip stretch that does. If you're in half pigeon, and you would also like to stretch out through the upper back, you can thread the needle, lift up onto the hand, left hand plants in front of you, right hand sweeps underneath that left arm, lower down to the shoulder and the side of the head. And then you can walk your left hand forward here, or you can bind around the low back with that left hand. Draw the lower belly in. Gently press the top of your left foot to the mat. Relax through the shoulders and the face. Find a little activation in your right ankle, likely pointing the foot. I think there's some differing opinions on what to do with that foot, but I think pointing it is a safe way to take care of the knee there. One more deep breath in. Breath out. I can't see the comments from here, but I see like some water drops, so I'm hoping that means everyone is sweating. Begin to lift back up on your hands. Roll into your right hip. Sweep that left leg around and then stamp the left foot on the mat next to your right thigh. So I'm going to turn just to face you. So I've got my right thigh on the mat, my heel next to my right butt cheek, and then my left foot down the mat, knee points up. I don't know why I had to emphasize butt cheek so much, but it's what came out. Bring your left hand back behind your right arm, reaches high, and on your exhale, twist over that left side, or to the left side, really. And you can either wrap the arm around the thigh, or hook the elbow outside the thigh. But if you are, doing everything, straining and having trouble hooking that elbow, I want you to think about first lifting and lengthening through the spine, exhaling into the twist, and then maybe if you have that space, you hook the elbow and that can add on to your twist. But I don't want it to be the driver of the twist, right? The driver is happening right around the navel line. Those muscles are twisting you. And then finally, if you want to turn the head, it comes last, as long as it's okay in the neck. And again, no cranking or forcing here, ever. Breathe into this posture. Notice that when you inhale, you might come out of your twist a little, and then the exhales will deepen. Begin to unwind. Uncross the legs. Hands plant back behind you. Bring the feet as wide as the mat or as wide as you'd like. And then begin to just windshield wiper those knees side to side. Back and forth. That's always a nice juicy one. All right. Come back through center. Cross at the knees. Roll over or shift to one side. Make your way to down dog. Inhale, take your left leg up and back, and then open the hip stack and bend. You're welcome to lower that right forearm to the mat for any funky variation. Or if you'd like flip dog, keep that arm lifted and step it back. Step the left foot back. Now drop the seat a little bit, and then press into the hands and the feet, engage the glutes, and lift up. Opening through the chest. Breath in. Breath out. When you're ready to come out, it's three-legged dog. And exhale, squeeze the shin in for the chest, shift forward, lower the shin to the mat. Does not have to be parallel. Walk the right toes back. One long line extending from the hip. Half pigeon. Again, if this does not work in your body, take something on your back, take a seated variation. That's not this one. It's important that, especially in this pose, we listen to our bodies and just take the hip stretch that works for us. There are a lot of options here. If you are folding, go ahead and fold. Point at that left ankle, so point the foot. And if you're threading the needle, come up onto the hands, right hand walks forward, left arm threads underneath right arm, then you can relax down to the arms, or walk the right hand even more forward, or half bind around the low back. I like this thread the needle. It also gives a little extra weight onto that left leg. This adds onto that stretch. If you notice, you're just completely coming onto the left side here. I want you to draw that right hip down so the hips are staying level and square toward the mat here. That way we're not getting to the low back, we're rather staying focused on that outer hip. All right, I'm going to stop talking. You keep breathing. Begin to come back onto the hands, sit up, shift onto the left hip, sweep the right leg around, and we'll step that right foot outside the left thigh, left heel next to your right butt cheek. Press down into that right foot. Sit tall here. And I'll bring your right hand back behind you or next to the hip. Reach your left arm high, lengthen, 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 then twist. Again, either wrap the arm around the thigh or hook the elbow. Really depends on your body here, and it can depend on tightness, or it can just depend on anatomy. So if the hook is not working for you, I really wouldn't worry about it. Just find the vine. We're just twisting here. It doesn't really have to look a certain way or be a certain way. And again, if you are moving your head with it last, always it's okay in the neck. Bring your attention back to those inhales and exhales, and notice that when you inhale, you might come out of your twist a little bit, and then on the exhales, they will deepen. Breath in. Breath out. Come back, unwind, uncross those feet, plant them on the mat, as wide as the mat, and windshield wiper those knees side to side. This might be my favorite thing to do. If you were in HIIT on Thursday and still sore, this is a great thing to do. All right, come back through center, plant the feet about 2 fists width apart, reach the arms forward, and now slowly lower down 1 vertebra at a time. Let's take our knees into our chest, wrap the arms around the knees, find a little Apanasana. Bring the feet back down about 2 fists width apart, arms plant down by your sides. Let's just take one bridge pose here. If you're really craving wheel and it's in your practice, you can go there. Root down through your feet. If they feel very far away from your fingertips, you can walk them in a little bit more. Root down through the shoulders, the arms, and lift your hips. Really engage through the glutes and your lower belly here to keep that pelvis level. If you would like, interlace the hands and roll onto one shoulder at a time. Press down to the length of the arms, press down to the feet. Lightly press to the head. And again, engage the glutes, the core. And we'll feel that front body stretch. Deep breath in. Breath out, lower down, one bone at a time. Windshield wiper those knees side to side. One more time. Take your knees into your chest. Draw the knees out wide. You can take your hands onto your shins, or happy baby. Stack the ankles over the knees, grab for inner or outer edges of feet, and then press your feet to the hands. The hands draw down the feet. Try to keep those ankles stacked over the knees. You can find movement if that's your jam. You can lengthen one leg, then the other, maybe both, depending on your legs. You can stay still. And then begin to draw the knees into your chest. Wrap the arms around your shins and lift the chest and the forehead to meet your knees. Squeeze it all in here like a big hug. You're giving yourself a big bear hug. Give yourself some love right here. Exhale the breath out fully and inhale, let everything go low. Option if you have a wall nearby and want legs up the wall, highly encourage it. Wherever you do land, find a place that's restful, where you can just settle down and let go. My offer is laying down, wherever that is, and one hand to heart, one hand to belly. That skin-to-skin contact, that extra weight on the areas of the nervous system to help us find this grounding, this centering. And then close on the eyes if that's comfortable and roll those eyes back into the sockets, soften the eyebrows. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth, wiggle out through the jaw. Soften the shoulders and the hips or any other places that are your tight spots. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open mouth, let it go. Two more like that. Deep breath in. Open mouth, let it go. One more. Deep breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Rest, rest, rest. Shavasana. If you want to stay here longer, stay right here. If you're ready to move to a seat, first start with the breath. Deepen out the inhales and the exhales. Bring some movement to your fingers and your toes. There's a lot of dog drama happening outside the studio right now. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Find a full body stretch. Draw your knees into your chest. Gently roll to one side. And then use your hands, press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Hands together at heart. Close down the eyes. Let's rub the hands together and build some heat. All right, once you've got that heat, one hand to the heart, one hand on top of that. Acknowledge the power of your breath. Acknowledge the power of your body. And acknowledge the power of your mind. And lastly, acknowledge the power of choosing to notice over this rushing that we might lean in towards, especially this time of year. And see how that affects the day, how that affects the way you see things, how that affects your relationships. Let's bring our hands together at heart center, bow the head to meet the fingertips. In gratitude, honoring ourselves, honoring those who joined us on the mat now or later. Namaste. Okay, my friends. Yeah, definitely still sore from HIIT on Thursday. It doesn't end. Thank you, Tom. Thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks, Bianca. Thanks, Jamie. It was so lovely having everyone. It was so lovely to do a Saturday morning flow. It feels like you all are here, and we've got the room filled mat to mat. One day. I hope that everyone has just a lovely weekend. Thank you, Allie. Send me questions if you have them. We're going to play with that funky flying crow some more this week. So if you're in the digital studio or want to sign up, you should come on Thursday night at 6:30. We're going to play. It's just a 25-minute skills and drills class. Jamie, you will definitely get that one-legged pose. It's always a work in progress for me. Like some days it's there and other days it's not. And I'm like, cool. Maybe tomorrow. But it's one of those like aha moments where you're just like, oh, my leg is lifting in the air. Cool. So yeah, send questions if you have them, y'all. And I will see all of you very soon, I'm sure. Have a great weekend.